A man named Michael had always been a big dog lover. When he finally became independent and could afford a pet, he decided to adopt a husky puppy and named him Baleno. The moment Michael met Baleno was one of the happiest in his life. The little puppy quickly became more than just a pet. He was Michael's best friend. Michael eagerly took on the role of Baleno's caretaker, feeding him and teaching him new tricks. He was amazed at how energetic and smart Baleno was, picking up commands with surprising speed and enthusiasm. Michael enjoyed the great outdoors, so every summer, he took a month off work to stay at his cozy cabin in the forest. Naturally, he brought Baleno along. Their mornings were filled with long, refreshing walks through the woods, sometimes stretching for 2 or even 3 hours. One perfect day, as they wandered their favorite trails, Baleno spotted a rabbit darting into the bushes. Barking with excitement, he raced after it. The rabbit was fast and quickly disappeared into the dense forest. Undeterred, Baleno kept up the chase. Michael, watching his dog vanish into the distance, called out and tried to bring him back, but Baleno was too caught up in the thrill to listen. Michael lost sight of his furry friend, and after hours of searching, had to return to the cabin alone, feeling heartbroken and worried. For days, Michael scoured the forest, calling out for Baleno, but he only heard silence in return. Realizing his chances of finding his beloved dog were slipping away, he reluctantly returned to the city, leaving the cabin door open in hopes that Baleno might come back on his own. Back in the city, Michael shared his heartache with his best friend, Paul. Paul, a tech enthusiast, suggested using drones with cameras to search for Baleno. Excited by the idea, Michael convinced Paul to join him for a few days at the cabin. They launched the drones and spent hours flying them over the forest, capturing footage of every corner. Despite their efforts, they found little more than glimpses of wildlife and felt increasingly worried about Baleno's fate. On the 3rd day, Paul paused the footage and pointed out a figure among the trees. Michael asked him to zoom in, and they were dismayed to see it wasn't Baleno, but a lone wolf. Undeterred, they continued searching and soon stumbled upon an astonishing sight: Baleno, surrounded by a family of huge bears. At first, Michael and Paul feared the worst, thinking the bears might harm the husky. To their amazement, the bears were friendly and playful. They welcomed Baleno into their group, and he seemed to fit right in. The bears helped him find food and avoid other dangers, allowing him to survive in the wild. Michael was thrilled to see that Baleno was safe, but worried about how to bring him home. Approaching the bear family could be dangerous, as the bears might see people as a threat. Michael and Paul brainstormed various plans, like using treats or traps, but these options seemed risky. They even reached out to rescue services, but the response was less than helpful. Eventually, Michael and Paul decided to use a drone with a loudspeaker to find Baleno. They recorded Michael's voice calling for his dog and flew the drone to the spot where Baleno was last seen. The drone's loudspeaker played the recorded message, hoping to lure Baleno back. As the drone hovered above, Michael and Paul spotted Baleno with the bears. Paul activated the loudspeaker, and Baleno's ears perked up at the sound of Michael's voice. The bears growled at the noise, but Baleno seemed curious. Although he stayed close to the bears at first, the sound of Michael's voice drew him in. Gradually, Baleno started chasing the drone, recognizing his owner's voice. Michael and Paul were thrilled and guided the drone toward the cabin. The bears watched as Baleno left, but did not follow, allowing Michael and Paul to bring their beloved dog home. Soon, the drone returned to the cabin, and Michael rushed outside. Seeing his owner, Baleno barked happily and leaped into Michael's arms, showering him with affectionate licks. Michael was overjoyed to have his beloved pet back, and Paul was thrilled that their unique rescue mission had worked. This incredible experience deepened Michael's bond with Baleno. The husky had shown remarkable resourcefulness by surviving a month in the wild with bears. From then on, Michael admired Baleno even more, amazed by his ability to thrive in such a tough environment alongside wild predators. So, what are your thoughts about this heart-touching story? Share your opinions in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on our new animal stories. Your support means the world to us.